Hey, what's up, everybody? Got my first comment. We also worried about Sue. If you don't like it, go elsewhere. All right, Mr. Flip Flop. Seems like you jump into conclusion, but it is what it is, man. I'm about to say what I got to say, and I hope you guys are not in your feelings. Want to make this stuff clear, man. This is not a bashing of Sosua. So you guys jump into conclusion thinking this is about Sosua. Is not. So I'm gonna leave this comment up on the stream. Everyone know that I have nothing against Sosua. This is not about Sosua. It's not a bashing about Sosua. I'm here to educate you guys on the many options you have in the Dominican Republic. Now, I've been going to the Dominican Republic since 2015, and I want to share some of my experiences with you guys. So before I start that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kano. Also, Black Man Travels with an A. I've been traveling for quite some time, been to 34 countries, but I've been traveling DR for quite a while, throughout the entire country. Actually, I've been traveling throughout the entire Hispaniola, all over Haiti, but especially all over Dominican Republic. So I just want to share my experience, how I was introduced to the Dominican Republic, some of the places I've been to, some of my experiences in Dominican Republic, but also my first experience in Sosua. And again, I want to make this clear. I don't want nobody to be in their feelings. This is not a bashing of Sosua. I got friends in Sosua. I got people I know who own businesses in Sosua. So there's no need for me to bash Sosua. But I'm going to highlight some of the things that people don't want to highlight. So it's what it is. So with that being said, I'm going to start with my conversation and how I was introduced to Sosua, the Dominican Republic, and the rest of the beautiful country that I've experienced. Now, first thing first, I want to say is that I've been to 23 cities and towns in Dominican Republic since 2015. 23. 23. And I only started since 2015. There's people who've been going to Sosua, Dominican Republic since 2007, 2010, and they've only been to probably a few places. But I'm more of an adventurer. I'm all about traveling. I'm about seeing what I need to see. I can't stay in one place for too fucking long because I get bored. So my personality is I love to explore. And I always encourage other brothers to do the same. What's the point of you getting a fucking passport if you're going to the same fucking place every fucking time? It's like you're not even utilizing your passport accordingly. So again, I'm going to make this clear again to everybody. This is not a bash on Sosua. Please, let's not jump into conclusion because, again, this is not a bash on Sosua. I'm going to speak very highly of Sosua. Actually, Sosua is one of the first places that I've been to in Dominican Republic. But I'm not going to ignore some of the fuckery that goes on, but I'm not going to bash Sosua. So with that being said, I took some time to put together some maps, a video that I made of my journey in Dominican Republic, which has over 17,000 views. Granted, I'm just a small little YouTuber. Actually, I'm not even a YouTuber. I'm just a content creator. Because calling myself a YouTuber is a disrespect to the true YouTubers out there. I just like posting my content on YouTube. That's what I am. So I have tons of content of Dominican Republic from all over the country. And this one particular video that I put up in January when I was down there, this one video actually gotten 17,000 views. And I was quite surprised by that. And guess what? The comments were praising. People were like, yo, thank you for showing my country. Thank you for coming to my country and just exploring the country, the beautiful country of Dominican Republic. With that being said, let's start this conversation. And again, I'm going to open it up to anybody. If you feel like you want to debate me, whatever. Again, this is not a bash, not bashing any particular area. But I am going to talk about it. And we all know, and everyone can see it on YouTube, on WhatsApp groups, some of the bullshit that's been going on. And sometimes, man, you know what? Let me go ahead and start, man. First thing first, hey, welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. My name is Kanal, aka Black Man Travel, better known as the Haitian Sensation from Dade County, Florida. I'm here to actually share my experiences in the Dominican Republic and let you guys know the reason why I travel the Dominican Republic and why I'm always there often. So with that being said, I want to just highlight a little history lesson of my background. I'm going to share my screen first. All right, I'm sharing my screen. What you see in front of you is the island of Hispaniola. Now, keep in mind, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know, I'm from the country Haiti, this part over here. Where I'm originally from is this city here called Cape Haitian. I'm from this little part right over here on the coast, on the north coast of IAT. Growing up in Miami-Dade County, Florida, Liberty City, Attapata, Little Haiti, I was raised around Hispanic people. I was raised around Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Nicaraguans, Colombians. These were my classmates. One of my first best friends were Dominican from Santo Domingo. Now, I've always been curious about the Dominican Republic, but I never had a reason to go to the Dominican Republic. So one day, I took a trip to Port-au-Prince, right over here, this major city of Haiti. While I was there, I was staying in a city called Pincherville. If any of you guys ever heard of Pincherville, Pincherville is where a lot of the bourgeois Haitians live. When I say Haitians, I mean Haitians. So while I was there visiting my brother and my cousin, one of my boys was in Dominican Republic. Now, granted, I've never been to Dominican Republic. He sent me a message. This is back in 2015. He sent me a message on Messenger. Hey, I'm in Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. And I told him, hey, I'm over here in Port-au-Prince. He was like, hey, man, why don't you come meet me in Santo Domingo? And I'm like, wait, I'm in Port-au-Prince. Like, how the hell am I going to get to Santo Domingo from Port-au-Prince? So what I did, again, guys, this is 2015. I Googled how to get to Santo Domingo from Port-au-Prince. And when I did that, it took me to Metro. Yes. Anyone you guys have been to the Dominican Republic, there were two bus services, two main bus line services, Criebe and Metro. Metro actually has a service to Haiti, which is Port-au-Prince. So after I Googled it, find out, hey, I can take a bus ride from Port-au-Prince to Santo Domingo. I was like, you know what? Bet, I'm going to come. I'm going to go to Santo Domingo. So I told my brother, hey, listen, I need to get to Santo Domingo. Can you take me to the nearest bus station where Metro is? I paid about, I think, $20 American, which I caught a bus ride from Port-au-Prince, an 8-hour drive to Santo Domingo. That was my first experience going through a border of any country. Now, granted, from Port-au-Prince to Santo Domingo, I think there were like at least 4 checkpoints between Jami and this other little town inside of the Dominican Republic. And each time those checkpoints, everyone was required to get out the bus. And when we get out the bus, they check your passport, ask you a few questions. But for me, for some reason, I was rarely checked. If anything, they looked at my American passport, and it's like, yo, keep going. And each checkpoint, of course, security will walk you through the bus, check, verify everyone documentations and everything else. So it was 8 hours, an 8-hour drive between Port-au-Prince and Santo Domingo. So as I took this 8-hour drive on Metro to Santo Domingo, I landed in Santo Domingo, and one of the first places I went to was Santo Domingo Este. Yes, I was in Santo Domingo Este. That was the first city that I ever resided and slept at. Again, granted, I didn't know I was in the hood, man. My boy he selected the place, and I was like, all right, cool. I'll just meet up. We got to Santo Domingo Este. We stayed there for a night. And, throughout the time we were there, we were chilling at the one of those stores that sell beers. We could actually drink at the store. I forgot what it's called. And that was my first time having a Presidente. First time, like really seeing the Dominican culture, the Dominican way of life, just in the city of San Domingo Este. And I was staying at some little cheap ass hotel where I could literally hear everything. I guess it was one of those not casas, places where you go to smash people. I forgot what it's called. Damn, why is it not coming to my mind? Cabana. Because when I took in the place, I can hear people having sex, man. I'm like, what the hell type of place this is? And every channel on the television was porn. So, we stayed here in San Domingo Este because we was going to be there for a day. After the day, my boy said, hey, listen, man, I got to go to Sosua. And I was like, what is Sosua? Like, where is it? Sosua is 4 to 5 hours up north. Granted, guys, I flew into Port-au-Prince, and I had to get back to Port-au-Prince to catch my flight. But I was like, hey, you know what? This is my first trip in San Domingo, first trip in Dominican Republic. Why not? I'm going to just spend 2 days in Sosua. So we took the same Metro bus service line, took us all the way to Sosua, somewhere in this little area over here outside of Puerto Plata. And the bus ride took about 4 to 5 hours. We stopped in Santiago. I remember stopping in Santiago, and I was just standing outside and just watching people and just seeing like, wow, this is Dominican Republic. And throughout the entire ride, I never slept. I was just sitting through, just sitting on the window side and just admiring how beautiful the country was. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful compared to Haiti, because Haiti, man, when you arrive, man, it's just nothing but destruction. I'm just keeping it real. I'm Haitian, but from the airport of Port-au-Prince all the way to Pencheville, you see a big comparison. But in Dominican Republic, it was a consistent view of beauty. So from Santo Domingo to Puerto Plata, which the next stop would be Sosua, I really enjoyed the ride. I just sat there and listened to people talk, people coming into the bus ride and selling their stuff and whatever. And as we get off, I'm in Sosua. So again, I think this is like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because we left early in the morning the next day from Santo Domingo to Sosua. And I'm walking around. We had to go check into the hotel. And the first hotel I stayed was Casa Cayana. No, Cayana Casa or Casa Cayana. That was the first place I ever stayed. First place. And as we were walking through the town of Sosua to Casa Cayana, because we had to look for it, and again, we were walking. We didn't catch a motor control. We didn't catch a cab. We walked from the bus stop to Casa Cayana. And I'm taking all this in, man. I'm like, wow, this is a lot going on. This is 2015, guys. We check into the hotel, get situated. We go grab something to eat real quick. I think it was Bailey's. That was the first time me going to Bailey's. I walk into Bailey's, and I'm just amazed on how many attractive women in here. And I'm like, this is a lot of beautiful women here. And again, I'm taking all this stuff in. I'm taking all this shit in 2015. Taking all this in. So I'm eating, having lunch, of course, the girls looking at you, trying to grab your attention. Again, this is all new to me. So I'm like taking all this stuff and this whole entire experience in. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure that you guys are still there. 1 second. All right, you guys still there? Cool. All right. I will be asking. Actually, I'll take the time to answer your question, guys. But let me go ahead and finish this story, man, because I got a lot to say here. And again, this is not a bash in Sosua. To be honest, this is really not about Sosua. I just use Sosua as a clickbait. But it seems like you guys tend to be a little sensitive about it. But it is what it is. So let me go back to my story anyway. Let me share my screen again. So while I'm in Sosua, we ate at Bailey's. Then we decided to go to the beach. As I was walking to the beach, there's that strip you have where you walk downhill towards the beach area. And again, guys, I'm blown away about the amount of beautiful women that I'm seeing. Guys, this is before the shit that you see now. This is when girls took pride in how they look. Like, they made sure they came correct. And again, this is in the afternoon time. I'm walking around like just amazed. It's like, wow, wow, wow. And I'm seeing brothers there. I'm saying, so what's up? Talking to guys, some of the old heads, saying hello. I'm saying hello back. And, we go ahead and have lunch there, get situated, decide to go back to the hotel, Casa Cana, and get situated. Now, guys, again, this is my first ever trip to Dominican Republic, my first ever experiencing Sosua. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. The amount of sensory overload you experience while in Sosua have never been matched to any country that I've been to. And granted, guys, I've been to 34 countries, which I'm in a road to go hitting 50 countries. I have never, ever, ever experienced this amount of sensory overload in my life outside of Sosua. We went back that same first day in Sosua. We go back to the main strip. There's a popular bar. There was two popular bars. There was one called D Latin and Rumba. And a lot of you old heads, you guys know these spots are, and it was classicals. My boy said, hey, first we're going to start off at Rumba. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm following him. This is my first experience, my first ever Sosua, grand, like, is what it is. He takes me to Rumba. Guys, I cannot explain this even further. When I walked into Rumba, the ratio between women to men was 100-1. I shit you not. 100-1. In my mind, I saw 100 women to one guy. If anything, I couldn't remember ever seeing guys in Rumba. It was so crowded, it's so congested with beautiful, sexy, oh my God, women from Haitians to Dominicans, from light skin to dark skin to whatever, man. I'm walking in a Rumba. I'm like, oh my God, this can't be real. I'm in Rumba. This like literally the place is D'd up, number of women in there. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of beautiful women here. And my boy's looking at me, laughing at me throughout the entire time. I'm like, nigga, why the fuck you laughing at me for? He was like, bro, I'm seeing your facial expressions. It's like you seem like you just seen a ghost. And I did. It's just I was blown away in the amount of beauty, of just natural raw beauty that I saw out there in 2015. That I was like, damn, this place is nice. And again, that was just the tip of the iceberg because it was only 8 o'clock. It was only fucking 8 o'clock. My boy said, hey, we're going to have some drinks at Rumba. We're going to stop by D Latin for a little bit, have some more drinks. I go to D Latin, same type of energy. I'm like, man, this is a lot. And the thing is, like, there's so many women, like, grabbing you, trying to fight for your attention. Like, you go use the restroom, women literally try to grab your dick. They trying to grab your dick. Women touching your ass. They just trying to fight for your attention to say what's up. And again, my boy's laughing at me. He's just watching me on the sidelines, man. I'm like, man, dude, this is this is paradise. I said Sosua is paradise. After D Latin, my boy said we're going to cross the street and hit up Classicos. By then, it's around 11 o'clock. We hit up Classicos. Another brain freeze. I walk into Classico. It's nothing but women there. You can literally count how many guys in there. Maybe the time that I went was a slow season because there was not a lot of guys there. So it was just, probably 100 guys, but compared to the women outnumber the guys. We're in Classico. I'm being pulled left and right. Like literally, you're talking to one chick, the other chick is grabbing you in the ass while you're talking talking to the other chick. Girls trying to figure out, hey, can you take us both? And again, guys, I don't want to talk about price, but it ain't the price y'all paying. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's not the price that you guys are paying. I mean, literally, you can smash a stunner for 1,500 pesos, man. And I was like, I think at the time was that what $30 at the time? I can't recall. But my boy told me, my coach, call him my coach. He's an old head. He's been traveling for quite a while. He schooled me about the whole entire mongering scene because again, I was never exposed to mongering. Sosua was my first mongering experience, and that's why Sosua will always have a special place. So everyone, like again, Sosua has a special place for me because Sosua was the first place that I ever manga. So for everyone thinking that I was here to bash Sosua, no. I'm here to give you guys your flowers. But also too, I'm going to talk about the fuckery that I see out there. But at the same time, it's a great place to visit. But back to my story. Sosua was the first place I ever mangaed. And the first chick that I ever mangaed was a Haitian chick. It wasn't a Dominican. It was a Haitian chick. Lucky for me, I speak Creole. I speak French. Now I speak Spanish. So when I spoke Creole to a lot of the Haitian girls out there, they were surprised that I was Haitian. So by me speaking Creole, I kind of was able to create relationships, create some type of leverage. But after I had my first manga experience, I was in Sosua for another day. Then I had to rush back to Santo Domingo back to Port-au-Prince. That impression that Sosua left on me, I will never forget. The impression Sosua left on me, I will never forget. Because it's one of the first places that I ever been, and until now, Colombia. No, you know what? I'm not gonna say Colombia. Pacajeres, Cartagena, Rio, never came close to the experience that I had in Sosua. Sosua, like when you take a trip to Sosua, and again, this is back in 2015, 2016. It's like, again, I never used crack, but they say like that first high you ever got, you always try to seek that same feeling. I never got again. Sosua was the only place that I ever experienced that feeling because that was my first time. And that's why I give Sosua props. Sosua is a good place to visit, guys. If you want a crash course in Dominican Republic, I highly recommend you go to Sosua. Sosua is a one-stop shop where you can literally go and do everything you want to do on a weekend trip. You got the beach. If you want to get the experience of the city life, you can just take a 45-minute drive to Puerto Plata, or you can just stay in Santiago for a day. The prices are durable, but now prices have gone up due to inflation. But Sosua is the one-stop shop where you could actually go and do whatever fantasy you want to have, but just be smart about it. Put your shit away, because you will get robbed depending on the chica that you decide to do business with. But Sosua is a great place, man. Right now, I'm actually, I have 6 rookies getting ready to go to Sosua. They're super excited. I mean, they can't wait to get to Sosua because they plan to go in next week. I think next week they're getting there. And what I did is I hosted a conference call. I sat these brothers down and gave them the rundown. Things to do and things not to do. Places to go. One thing I made sure, I said, yo, make sure you check out Flip Flop. Make sure you check out my boy Vincent Spot. What's the name? Man, I can't even think of Vincent Spot. But I recommended businesses for folks to check out when they go into Sosua. I tell guys, listen, if you want to stay in a nice place, you want the villa experience, stay in Casa Linda. If you want this particular hotel experience, stay in so-and-so. So I'm always driving traffic to Sosua, especially to newbies. Someone that never been to Dominican Republic, hey, listen, you know what? Santo Domingo is too much for you. Santiago is too boring for you. I just say go to Sosua. If this is your first ever trip to Dominican Republic, go to Sosua, get the experience. Go there, meet like-minded brothers who, just like you, want to get the experience, get it in, enjoy yourself, and go back home. Now, once you pass the whole Sosua experience, that's a whole places to see and visit. As I said before, I've been to 23 places in Dominican Republic. That's most than most people from Dominican Republic. And just recently, when I was in DR, I got lost. I ended up getting on the wrong bus. This took me to a whole different place where it looked like I saw deserts. It's like I was going to Haiti. I was like, wait, this is not the route that I normally take to go up to Cabarete from Santo Domingo. And I was completely lost. But you know what? I took the experience for what it was, man. And I have to say, Dominican Republic is an amazing country, beautiful people. And as a Haitian, as much negativity that you hear on social media about how Haitians are treated and everything else, I personally have never witnessed that. I have family who lives in Dominican Republic, in the area in Santiago, and I have family here in Jagabon, as well as Montecristi. And I've been to these places. And I've spoken to my family and friends in these places. And I always ask them, like, how are you treated here? And guess what their response are? I love living here. It's better than being in Haiti. Here I have an opportunity. Here I can feed my kids. Here my kids could go to school. Guys, I've never heard nothing negative about Dominican Republic from Haitians that live there. It's always Haitians that never visited Dominican Republic, who never, who never spoken to other Haitians that live in Dominican Republic, always bashing Dominican Republic. I, for one, I always encourage people to visit Dominican Republic. If anything, I'm one of the biggest advocates for Dominican Republic to visit. During the whole situation when dudes were getting poisoned by the damn alcohol, I was telling people, don't worry about it. Just make sure you go to the alcohol. Make sure that it's completely closed. I'm never the one to bash any other place. If anything, yes, I'm not going to ignore the negativity and the bullshit that's happening, but I'm not going to bash it. So I have these 6 guys getting ready to go to Sosua next week. They're super excited. And guess what? I told them, listen, man, make sure you stop by Flip Flops. Make sure you stop by my boy Vincent's spot. Damn, why I can't Jersey Grill? Damn, why I can't think of the name? It'll come to mind. But I've always recommended Sosua as the first place to experience in Dominican Republic. Once you experience once you experience Sosua, then I recommend that you start branching out and hitting some of the other cities. There's so much to see and do in this island. It's freaking amazing, man. Like, people don't realize how massive Dominican Republic is. It's extremely massive with different culture, subculture, people, depending where you are. If you're in the central region of Dominican Republic, you get a whole different experience compared to if you're somewhere in the south or in the east or in the northern coast. Even the people look different. There's one particular area where I went to San Francisco. I got lost. I was coming from Santa Ana. I got lost, and I had to stay a day out there because it was getting dark. And, I spent a day out there, and I was just blown away by the type of people that I was seeing in this particular area. Like, again, I know Dominicans are mixed with Taino, blacks, European, and so forth. But this particular area, I think I was in a small town. I thought these people look straight Taino, like straight native. And I was just there looking and just realized, like, man, the women here are gorgeous. Like, I think the best looking women are here in San Francisco. You guys can debate me, whatever, I don't care. What I saw in San Francisco, I have not seen in any other places in Dominican Republic. That certain look. And it was very common in that particular area. So my experience with Dominican Republic has always been positive, nothing negative. My experience with Sosua always been positive. Now, has Sosua changed? Yes, it's changed a lot. Now it's become a popular destination. You can find it all over YouTube. There's tons of Sosua experts all over Sosua. I mean, right now, I think there's about 20 YouTubers that are creating the same walking videos of the same walking strip and the same beach. You literally start seeing the same girls in all these videos, literally. But would I bash it? No. Sosua is a great place. But also, too, there's more to see outside of Sosua. If you drive 45 minutes east or west, you have Cabarete, you have Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata, I kind of like Puerto Plata the most because Puerto Plata is more of the city feel. Also, too, I think just the women there are more attractive in Puerto Plata. You get more of the local feel. There's more things to do. The nightlife is better. But if you want more of the touristy feel, I recommend you hit up Cabarete. Cabarete is straight up catered to tourists. And again, it's 45 minutes outside of Sosua. So If you're in Sosua and you want to try something different, just drive 45 minutes east or west. You get a whole different vibe. Now, if you want to fly into Santiago, spend a couple days in Santiago. Granted, there's not really much to do there. Santiago is the second largest city, but you can pipeline, get a few dates lined up, and explore the city. It's a lot of, they have a vibrant nightlife there. Now, if you want to, go somewhere else where you could actually experience the culture or the countryside, hit up La Vega, Banal, San Cristobal, San Pedro, Bani. There's so many places you could actually go and get the same experience for less the cost. Now, granted, you should know how to speak Spanish, or at least know some phrases where you could communicate. But you'll be safe. I wouldn't say Dominican Republic is not safe. It's a safe place. You just got to know where to travel to. So I open this conversation to everyone, and even anyone that has something to say that I'm bashing or whatever, jump online and tell me. But I never once bashed Sosua. Now, does Sosua have some fuckery due to the recent developments that have been going on and the recent people that have been traveling there? Yes. Is Sosua the same as it was back in 2015, 2016? No. And even you Sosua experts, you should agree with me on that. It's not the same. But I still encourage people to go out and visit. Someone who never experienced Sosua, you should go out and check it out. I recommend that. So I got a video that I want to share with you guys, which I took a trip to Dominican Republic. And again, this video has over 17,000 views, where I visited a multiple of cities. Now, during the pandemic, I was literally driving all over the country. I actually spent a whole month in DR. Some people didn't know that. I was in DR on the low. I was traveling, moving around, and exploring the city. And I wanted to share my experience. And I have to say this, guys. This video received 17,000 views. And I was quite surprised by it. Somehow it just picked up, and people start watching my video. And I want to share my experience with you guys. And so this is my video of my Dominican experience and my appreciation to the country. Shit, I even shout out Sosua in this fucking video. So let's see. Full screen. Thank you, Dominican Republic. Thank you for an amazing experience, Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic, I brought land in Dominican Republic. I have invested interest in Dominican Republic. So with that being said, I want to open the floor. You guys want to jump on? I'm just wanting to have this conversation, man. Again, seemed like people thought I was going to sit here and bash a particular area, but that was not the case. People jumping the gun. And I kind of figured that because I know some folks are going to be in their feelings about me talking about it. But it is what it is. But I have nothing against Dominican Republic. Some of my best friends were Dominicans. And as I said before, I bought land in Dominican Republic, which I'm building my home there. So with that being said, guys, you guys want to join the conversation? I want to open the floor up to you guys. And share your experience. Again, there's more to see in Dominican Republic than just Sosua. But then again, if this is your first time ever being in Dominican Republic, I highly recommend that you go to Sosua. Sosua is a great place to visit. Keep in mind that you may see some fuckery behavior out there, but if you're okay with it, go out and experience it. I'm not telling you not to experience it, but just understand, the environment that you're putting yourself into. Just be prepared for it. Just like I prepared these 6 guys that's going to Dominican Republic next week, flying into Santiago and catching a taxi ride to Sosua. I want them to have a great time. I want them to experience the same stuff that I experienced back in 2015. So that's my goal.
I want them to have a great time. I want them to experience the same stuff. If you can tie that in to what you're doing.
Hey, no excuse. You got feedback. So I got some comments in here, man. I want to start off. This is the comment Mr. Flip Flop left. Why y'all so worried about Sosua? If you don't like it, go elsewhere. That was the first comment that I got in my live stream. And again, this was not to bash Sosua. I hope you stayed long enough to actually hear what I had to say about Sosua. If anything, I recommend Sosua to all newbies that's going to the Dominican Republic. After you experience Sosua and you want to experience other areas, there's so much to see and do in Dominican Republic. So, hey, let me check. Hey, Rob. Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool, man. So what do you think of the video, man?
Oh, man. That was good highlights, man. Like I like how you titled different places and kind of told the story, man. So I definitely like those comprehensive type videos, man. It kind of gives people a real overview of like the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, man. And again, Dominican Republic has a special place for me. I've shared my experiences with you in the past and why I'm there. So it's like, when I talk about Dominican Republic, I'm always praising it. And if anything, I'm always telling people like, you should go. And one of the first places I always recommend is Sosua. But I always say, hey, listen, if Sosua is not for you, these are the following cities that I recommend. And granted, depending on the person, some people don't want to be around certain element of people when they travel. So, they may want to experience more of the Punta Cana experience, or they want more of the true city life of Dominican Republic. Definitely go to Santo Domingo. So, Solo Traveler ORD, what up, man?
Yo, what up? How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, man. I got the big 2 in the crew. What's up, man?
What up?
Hey, what do you think of the video, man? Like the whole, like me talking about DR, man. I know people thought I was about to bash Sosua and all.
Oh no, man. You know what? I know the angle that you're trying to get at, and that's one thing that I like. That's why I actually jumped on, because I love the Dominican Republic for all the other reasons, for the cultural aspect. I don't really care so much for the Sosua area that goes on over there, because it is what it is. It is not the best Sosua. It is what it is. You have your fun out there, but hell, man, I just want to show some love to you guys, man. Say what up to No Excuse and You Black Man Travels. Since it's been a minute since we actually jumped on a live together, so I've been the one BSing on everything. So I've been busy.
Yeah, it's all good. I understand. And thank you for inviting me to your home in Chicago. You have a beautiful home, and I see what you're doing out there, man. You're doing big things, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Funny thing is, actually, both of y'all came to the Shy.
Okay. No Excuse was in Chicago?
Yeah, he came right before you.
So okay. Yeah, man. So again, I wanted to take a different angle. Again, people initially thought I was going to bash Sosua, and that's not the case. I shared my experience. My first experience in DR was Sosua, outside of Santo Domingo. because I was in Santo Domingo for only for 1 day. So my first true experience of DR was Sosua, and then I had an amazing time. And to this day, it's like I have never experienced any other city around the world what I experienced in Sosua. But at the same time, I'm not gonna ignore and not talk about the fuckery that happens. Yeah, and we all know what goes on. But for a newbie, I tell the newbie straight up, listen, I'm gonna tell you all the good things, but I'm gonna tell you all the fucked up things. So you are prepared. Like, you know, like I said, I have 6 guys going to Sosua for the first time, and I told them straight up, listen, don't be cheap. Pay for a place that has security. Make sure you tip your security guard and put your shit away.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
And also too, before you bring anybody to your crib, make sure you got everything on WhatsApp. Like, you guys come on both agreement terms, whatever arrangement you guys have, and make sure it's on paper or on your phone. So in case anything would have happened, you got proof that she agreed to this particular price or whatever.
Exactly. It's all the games you got to play. You just got to be ready for all those games. And of course, you know, to add on to that, Chica proof your spot. You know what I mean? Because you just never know. They might try to, you know, cuff something right there near you without you realizing it. So, you know, I'll also do that as well. You know, but the funny thing is for me was that my first experience was Santo Domingo. That was the first city I went to. It was until like my 8th or 9th trip when I finally went to Puerto Plata and Sosua. So then I had a chance to see the other aspect of you know, DR and so forth. But for me, Sosua, Santo Domingo is always in my heart. That's that city. You know, I love that city.
You know what it is? What I noticed, people who have experienced Santo Domingo first stay in Santo Domingo area. They stay in the south. People who experience Sosua first stay in the north. That's what I noticed. Like, a lot of guys that I've met that experienced Santo Domingo first, once they experience Santo Domingo, they don't really too much care going up north. They kind of prefer staying south. Is that the case?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. You know, because I know that's one thing for me is like I have no reason. Every time I go down there, I'm usually going to you know, Santo Domingo area or you know, Santiago or I go to Punta Cana, whatever, or La Vega or La Romana, all those areas and so forth. But like to go up there, Puerto Plata, I was like, I don't really care to go up there. And plus, for me coming out of Chicago, the tickets are a lot more expensive going to Pop area, flying into there than to Santo Domingo.
From Miami to Puerto Plata is $425. But if I fly from Miami to Santo Domingo, $200.
Oh, nice. Big difference.
No excuse. What was your first city in Dominican Republic?
Sosua.
Good. So how was it? Tell me the year, your first experience, everything, man.
Man, first year was 2017. I didn't know too much about Sosua. I just heard about little things, but I had linked up with a chick I met off Cupid. So I kind of brought sand to the beach in Sosua the first time, but it was a good experience because it made her a little jealous because it was like we was walking down like Pedro. What's that street called again? Pedro. The main street. But it was like chicks grabbing my arm and stuff like that, and they were just so aggressive. And I was just like, man, I know if I'm alone, I know I'm gonna get a lot of play when I'm alone. So but yeah, it was cool, man. It was popping. Went to Classicos, and that time it was a good look, you know. And then I kind of continued hitting up Sosua a few times, and I think I've been to like 6 other spots in DR: Puerto Plata, Cabarete, Santiago, Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, San Cristobal, Boca Chica, and also Juan Dolio. But for me, Sosua is as a single man. So I had the most fun in Sosua as a single man, and then like with my wife, I enjoyed Punta Cana. So between Sosua and Punta Cana, those are like my favorite spots in Dominican Republic.
Yeah, man. Again, I think Sosua is the first for a lot of guys. And again, I think Sosua always have a special meaning to a lot of men because again, maybe this is their first time ever leaving outside the U.S. and the first time in Dominican Republic. Of course, everyone flies into Santiago to catch that taxi ride or bus ride to Sosua. But again, Sosua has a lot to offer for someone that never ever traveled before. And it's like if you want a crash course of just being overseas and just being part of a different culture and different way of life, yeah, I recommend Sosua. I would say Sosua is like the Cancun of Mexico. Would you guys agree with that?
No, I think that Punta Cana is the Cancun of Mexico. Sosua would be the TJ.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
Yep. And one thing I'll say, I wanted to touch on Punta Cana is the fact that like No Excuse said, that is a great place to take your girl to. You know, your girl, your wife, whatever. You know, you would definitely have a lot of good. You would definitely have fun. I know my second time in Punta Cana, you know, it was almost, I could say, almost a bit miserable because the girl I was supposed to go with, she bailed out on me. So basically, somehow I got in touch with, you know, other girls that I knew from Santo Domingo, and I had them come out there to meet me out there to Punta Cana, and actually the rest of my trip was a lot better. But you know, it's definitely nice with somebody than to be alone. That's what my experience that is in Punta Cana. That is, you know, and like I said, it's basically like the Cancun of a Dominican Republic, especially with the water, the ocean, and so forth. You know, you got the same vibe, the beautiful beaches and everything, and you know the tourists. You know, touristy look.
I actually went to Punta Cana for a wedding, which I participated in, and I'd say it's beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the white sand, like I mean, the wedding we had were all white. So it was like an all white linen wedding style, and I was blown away. Even like the girls there, I was like, damn. I was staying at a resort. I'm like, God damn, the girls here bad as hell. And I went to a few spots. This place called Drink Lounge in Punta Cana. I went there, we went to downtown Punta Cana, but I was only there for 3 days for the wedding. And after those 3 days, I took a bus to Santo Domingo and just finished my trip there. But
you know what's interesting is that there is like a few women that actually live in Santo Domingo and they will commute back and forth and actually work in Punta Cana. Like they work at some of the hotels and some of the restaurants and things like that. You know, because I actually had an ex that I was dating with that was actually in Santo Domingo. She would tell me about how she used to have to do that at one point because just the fact that, you know, you make real good money out there, most of the Dominicans.
Yeah.
So, which I thought that was interesting.
I mean, it's a great experience. I mean, I always recommend, depending on what you're looking for, like if guys traveling to DR with their girlfriend, then yes, go to Punta Cana. I wouldn't recommend a guy to take his girlfriend to Sosua. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll say go to Santo Domingo or go to Punta Cana. And the thing is, you can actually catch a 4-hour bus ride from Punta Cana to Santo Domingo. So you could actually do both if you want. But also, if you're a single guy, guys trip, bachelor party, go to Sosua. That's why, that's what I recommend. Like, I rarely recommend Santiago to anybody. It's just like, if you're going to go to Santiago, make sure you pipeline and make sure you pipeline on like at least 10 girls. They will flake out, they will flake out on you just in case. But overall, I mean, if you're looking for a laid-back experience on the North Coast, hit up Cabarete. That's a nice little area to hit up. It's different.
Oh yeah,
man. Plus, you're only like 30 minutes outside of Sosua. But again, if this is a guy's trip, turn up trip, get lit trip, let's do the fuck we want type of trip, go to Sosua. I'm always pushing that.
Yeah, I agree. You know, a bit more expensive than what you're used to seeing in Santo Domingo, but at least you have a good time. And I know that a lot of brothers go there. So I saw it for the camaraderie with other brothers and so forth. So
and again, and that's why I kind of made it clear, Solo and No Excuse, that this was not a bashing Sosua video. People thought that I was gonna bash it. I'm like, nah, not really. If anything, I kind of gave Sosua its flowers. Like, hey, thanks for the amazing experience. Like, you guys made my time for what it is, and that's why I always try to encourage other guys. Like, listen, go to Dominican Republic, but keep in mind, DR is huge, man. Like the whole entire island is the biggest island. It's the biggest island in the Caribbean.
It's bigger than Cuba.
It's the biggest island.
I thought Cuba was the biggest island.
No, Cuba's the longest island.
Okay.
As far as land mass, I think the Cuba is bigger than.
You think so? Can you check it real quick on your end?
Yeah.
But man, look, DR is huge, man. It's very hilly, depending where you are. Like the highest point that I've ever been to in DR was Constanza, and guys, it was so cold up there. It was like 30 degrees.
Damn.
Like I had a T-shirt. Like my boy was like, "Hey, let's go." And let's go to the Constanza. Like, what's Constanza? It's like it's the highest point of DR. All right, cool. So we go do a day trip, man. You know, we all got shorts and sneakers and stuff. Man, by nighttime, I see people walk around with jackets. I'm like, it's cold as shit up here.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because Constanza is where they grow all the strawberries. Like a lot of the vegetate and a lot of the farmlands for the vegetables are actually grown up there. It's all farm country. So when you're up there, you see a whole different type of Dominicans up there, man.
Now, do you think DR? I'm a person that think people like certain countries based on their personality. Like I feel like there's certain personalities that like DR, certain personalities that like Colombia or Brazil or whatever. You know, I just think you really got to be a laid back. In my opinion, you got to be a really laid back person to appreciate DR, because with a lot of the good women, if you're traveling to meet a woman, if you got to play the long game with them women. Like them women, I remember a dude told me he liked DR because he still likes the pursuit of the chase. And you know, I talk about how easier it is to meet women in like Brazil or Colombia, but some dudes like that women make it hard for them to pursue in DR. Some men like that, you know. I don't like it that much, but some men like that. So that's just something I was just thinking about.
I think for me, because I'm from Haiti, so it kind of reminds me of back home, and it's like, and the fact that I meet other Haitians there, I don't know, the Dominican culture and Haitian culture are so similar in a lot of ways that I kind of feel comfortable when I'm out there. Like compared to like Brazil, Colombia, I don't feel like I belong there. Like I'm visiting, passing through, but like in DR, I feel like I could fit in here easily compared to if I were to fly to Costa Rica or Brazil, Colombia or other countries. And again, maybe because the closeness between the Haitians and Dominicans, right? Sharing the same island. And the fact that my Spanish has gotten a lot better, and the culture itself is so similar, man. The food and everything else is so similar. And I like the fact that I could easily turn around and fly back to Florida and DR like within 2.5 hours.
Hey, just to bring up about the islands, yeah, I did look it up. Cuba is the biggest between Cuba and Hispaniola. So,
it is. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, very far from two different sites and so forth, but nonetheless, yeah, I mean, between the two, even just thinking about the entire island itself. See, I haven't had a chance to go to Haiti yet. That's where I would love to go to off that island, but only spend most of my time in Dominican Republic. Hopefully one day I might be able to go with someone that could speak Creole and they will show me around.
It's a beautiful country. The same thing that keep in mind the Haiti side, the word Haiti is Taino, and it means high mountains, because the Haiti side is very mountainous compared to the Dominican side is very tropical, and that's why like the Dominican side is more greens, because it is more catered to that particular part of the island versus the Haitian side is very mountainous, very dry, while the Dominican side is very wet. So, but
nice for bringing that down. I didn't even know that.
Man, yeah, because I've been to both sides and I see the comparison, but still, to see how progressive and how far ahead Dominican Republic is compared to Haiti, is like Haiti is still stuck in the Stone Age, and it's sad to say. And again, I'm Haitian, right, guys? I'm Haitian. I'm straight up Zoe. First generation American, but I'm not gonna ignore the fuckery that goes on in Haiti. I'm not gonna ignore like the mistreatment of the Haitian people, the lack of government, the lack of security that goes on. Then, but yet you turn around and look at Dominican Republic, it's the complete polar opposite. Like it hurts me somewhat, man. It's just like wow, like one side is doing so well and prosperous, while the other side is just still trying to figure out what what they're gonna eat. Some people, I'm not saying all, but some people. So it's like it is what it is, man. But I have to say, like my experience in Dominican Republic has always been amazing. I've always had a great time, met some amazing people. Granted, there are some people who will try to use you and take advantage of you, but it's not everybody, man. That's when people try to like throw everyone in the same bucket. Like, oh, I don't fuck with these people, whatever. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. You can't generalize everybody in one bucket. You just can't.
I got a story about that. My first solo trip there, I got one guy got me good because he was a driver, and he actually had me spend a lot of money on just him driving me around and on women and things like that. I was like, yo, my first trip, because I went solo. Yeah, he got me. After that, I smartened up. When I went back, got my own car. I was like, you ain't about to get me again. But that's just that one instance. Of course, there's just that one person. You have other people that ain't gonna do that. But when you get got, that's a horrible feeling.
Dude, I mean, I got several times. But you learn. You live and learn. You get better. And honestly, you become a better traveler.
Yep.
I mean, look, I've been taking advantage in DR, but not even just in DR. I've been taking advantage of like other countries where I learned, okay, cool. Next time I know not to do this, not to do that. But that makes you a better traveler.
Exactly.
I mean,
and one thing I say is that for those that do go to Santo Domingo, if you got a flight early in the morning, do not take the route that's not the expressway. Do not go off the money cone. If you got to go to the airport, take the expressway. Because the police is over there going to shake you down. they got me at least 15 times.
If anything, guys, if you arrive at the airport, make sure you confirm the price before you get into the cab.
Yeah.
Between Santo Domingo, between the airport and Colonial Zone, you should not pay more than 1,800 pesos.
1,800. So I'm just curious, man. Like, on YouTube, like most of the content in DR is Sosua.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen or are there any creators that create good content for like the other cities in Dominican Republic?
I don't know them by their names, but there are a few YouTubers who are actually creating some really great content in Santo Domingo. I don't see too much content around Santiago, but I see a lot in Santo Domingo now. And these videos are not walking videos like Sosua. Like Sosua is all walking videos. The one in Santo Domingo, they talk about their life. They show the club scene, the everyday life, buying property. So there's some really great content coming out of Santo Domingo versus Sosua. Sosua is just the same walking videos that you see all the time.
Interesting. Now, I know in some of the groups, we used to kind of get on guys and Solo Traveler. We in one of the same WhatsApp groups. A lot of the guys, especially the older guys, they'll say like they move to DR to find love or to find somebody, but they are living Sosua Puerto Plata, talking about they looking for love.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, I mean, guys, it's kind of sad that we live in a society now in the U.S. where guys are not getting the attention that they want from the opposite sex. So, if any woman shows that, even though they may not be fully aware of her profession, they take it. And a lot of guys, they don't vet a lot of these women overseas, man. They just say, hey, she's pretty, got a big ass, she fucks me good, I'm a wife, just like that.
And a lot of them, and also the fact that they don't speak Spanish shows like they don't really understand the full, culture of the people, which also I think that's a factor.
I've seen literally people sitting next to me having a conversation via Google Translate. Like the guy can't speak no Spanish, she can't speak no English, and they just passing the phone back and forth.
And they speak bad Spanish on top. A lot of them speak bad Spanish on top of that, so it makes it even harder.
And in his mind, he's trying to build a relationship, but it's kind of hard to build a relationship doing that. And you could just sit there and watch. There's no chemistry between the two. There's no connection. It's like two people just there, just exchanging phones. And you look at the guy, he's an older, middle-aged guy. This girl probably looked 20 years old. There's a huge age, discrepancy between the two, and there's no connection. And I'm like, but in his mind, he think he found love, and it's not the case. So that's how it is, man. But again, guys, if you're looking for a fantasy, definitely you can find it. But just be realistic with yourself, man. If you're not willing to put in the work to learn the language, learn the culture, and actually spend more time in the country, how realistic are you in finding love overseas? That's with any country.
Yeah, that's facts. I say that for everything, especially Colombia, all the other countries and so forth. But hey, brothers, I gotta bounce. Gotta take care of a couple of things. So hopefully I might be able to jump back on a bit later if you guys are still on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for jumping on,
bro.
Yeah, man. So again, guys, this was my tribute to Dominican Republic. My experience. I hope you guys learned something from it. Just wanted to share how I was introduced to Dominican Republic from Haiti, and my first experience with Sosua. And again, not to bash it. I want to make that clear. It was never meant to bash any particular city.
So, you got somebody in the background?
John Steven. Hey, John, how are you?
Hey, yo, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today?
Hey, your mic is kind of off. You sound like you're mumbling, man.
All right.
I guess I'll wait.
Can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. So to touch down on the DR, which seasons should you travel to in?
What? Say that again?
Like which months? Like which seasons? Like summer, winter? Like which seasons when it's summer?
There's no season. There's no season in Dominican Republic. It's the Caribbean. The Caribbean islands, there's no season. So, I mean, there's hurricane season and there's hot season. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, so you can just go take a weekend trip out there. I recommend you take a weekend trip out there. You don't need to spend more than 4 days in Dominican Republic. Anything more than that is overkill. If you're going to go for the first time, depending what you're trying to do, recommend you go to Punta Cana, Santo Domingo, or hit up Sosua.
So, are there any other content creators out there that do also not just like South America, maybe Europe, or like to touch down on Europe? Are there any out there?
We talked about the Europe thing yesterday. This is strictly on Dominican Republic, man. So that's all I'm focusing on today.
Okay, all right. So, public transportation, how is it out there?
Depending where you are, you could actually catch Uber. You can use Uber in Santiago. Like the major cities use Uber. But also, too, Dominican Republic has an A1 transportation system where you can use bus line services such as Caribe or Metro to travel, throughout the country, but also travel to Haiti. So as long as you got your passport on hand, you can actually travel between DR and Haiti.
All right. Oh, cool, man. That's awesome. I've never been to the DR, but I'm curious about going in. Maybe later this year I might go in. But so the experience there, is there any like discrimination problem or something? Let's say you wanna settle in or you wanna live for like a longer period of time. How's like the immigration process there?
There's no immigration process. I think the immigration process kind of, I wouldn't say lax, but if you're an American with American passport, you're okay. I mean, of course, there's an immigration issue between Haiti and Dominican Republic, but if you have American passport, you're pretty much A-okay. You can just move around whatever you want. I think you have 90 days to stay in the country before your visa expires.
30 days.
Oh, 30 days? Okay, 30 days. So you have 30 days to actually leave, You have 30 days in the country, then you have to leave. Or you probably could get an extension, I think.
So the men out there, how do they like treat the brothers? Are they like, do they like, I don't know, like racially something like that, or do they just treat you like a normal citizen?
No, man.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind the way you carry yourself is you show respect, you get respect. That's that's the
Okay.
law. That's the law of any land you go to. So as long as you mind your business, show respect. I mean, nobody ain't gonna mess with you, man. Now, if you're walking around like a big dummy, with some Cuban links around your neck and your Rolex on and being loud, and yeah, you're a target. People keep forgetting, man. People still trying to eat. So you walk around like a target, you're gonna get robbed, man. But you keep a low profile, mind your business, show respect, you'll be okay. No issues.
So you should just wear casual, like jeans and shirt, no like jewelry or anything.
No,
Just
I mean
be casual.
you can wear jewelry. It's just depending where you are. If you're, I mean, like anything else, if you're around a certain element of class of people, you have to conduct yourself within that class. If you're in the upper class, then yes, you could probably wear more jewelry, more flashy clothes. But if you're more towards the working lower class, then yes, you should not be wearing those things because it's going to draw attention to yourself.
Yeah, I heard you can also get robbed out there, man. Is the crime rate that high, or is it still safe? Is the crime rate that high?
Depends where you are. I mean, I think anywhere you go, the crime is going to be high. But to be honest, it really depends where you are, man. If you're like in a more of a rough area, then yes, the crime is going to be high. But like anything
Uh,
else, man, you just got to protect yourself. You got to be smart in how you move around, and make sure you don't go to places where you're not supposed to be at.
okay, all right, I hear you, man. So the safest cities, like, which are your like top two, top three, like safest cities that
Um,
are perfect for like
I
robbers?
mean, the safest city is really, honestly, all the cities you could get robbed in, but it's neighborhoods. It really depends on the neighborhood you live in.
Yeah,
I would
man.
say honestly, look, they're all safe, man. It's just again, you're an American. You carry a certain class about yourself that you have income, you have money. So if you have a certain look about yourself, there's certain places where you should not be in. Like if you're in America, you should not be staying in the barrios. You should be staying
Yeah.
somewhere where people have at least the middle class area where they have some type of income. You don't want to be around where people think that you're the American there that have all the nice stuff in your apartment and you become a target.
Thanks. All right, man. I hear you. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
Yeah, but definitely, man, bro. I recommend you go. I know you're into more of the Russian, Sweden type of girls, so you're not gonna find that in DR. But
Wait. They vacation in Sosua a lot. I seen some bad white girls in Sosua.
no, they go to Cabarete.
I seen some in Sosua too, though. But you're right. They do go to
But them white girls there, them white girls be all over the Haitians, man. Them Haitians got them on lock. Hey, them Beach Boy
Oh,
Haitians, the Beach Boys Dominicans and the Beach Boys Haitian guys, man. I watched them do their work in Cabarete, man. I'm like, these dudes got these women on lockdown, man. I
oh,
was
it is called cabarete, right?
Yeah, Cabarete.
All right. Okay. Can one of the guys? No excuses. Can you type it down on the comment section when the guy's done? Just type it down so I can go there.
Yeah, Sosua and Cabarete, they right next to each other. So if you go to Sosua, Cabarete is like the neighboring beach town. So it's all in the same vicinity.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'll check it out later.
All right, John. All right, man. Any other questions, guys? Again, I just wanted to share my experience. No excuse share his experience. Again, guys, it was never meant to bash anybody, and just really share my experience in Dominican Republic. I do frequent Dominican Republic a lot. I'm there at least four to five times a year on the low. A lot of times I'm there, people don't even know I'm there because I'm taking care of business. But I'll be there in September for a few days. Then I'm off to Thailand. And no excuse, you plan to go? Actually, no excuse. I saw you and your fiance at the time in Sosua.
Yeah.
Hold on. We bumped into each other in Sosua. I had my girl, you had yours.
Right. And guys was kind of like, you bringing her to Sosua, but it was during Christmas. It was during Christmas time.
Yeah,
we brought in the New Year there, and it wasn't popping. It wasn't popping like that, so it wasn't like she seen anything like that. So it was pretty family oriented around that time.
Hey guys, I was with my lady. No excuse was with his fiance. We literally ran into each other in Sosua in the supermarket. We're both buying groceries, and it was like, of all places we meet, it's like we meet at the damn grocery store buying groceries for our places. And again, guys, I miss Sosua a lot, man. As much as y'all think I hate Sosua and I trash Sosua, I'm there often, man. I just pull up on you guys like, hey, I'm here. But I do always have a car when I'm there, so I'm constantly driving around. I'm the type of person, the way I move, I like to keep moving. I stop by, say what's up, and keep moving and hit up another city or hit up another town. And, if you guys have not experienced Sosua, you guys have not experienced Dominican Republic, I highly recommend it. Bachelor parties, divorce parties, whatever party you want to do where you want to turn up with a bunch of guys, hit up Sosua, man. And again, just be smart about it. If you need some tips and tricks how to move around Sosua, I'll teach you for free. And don't worry, I ain't gonna charge you. And get you guys up to speed, man. I just want you guys to experience Dominican Republic for what it was. I mean, for what it is. And it's a beautiful country, man. It's so much to see and do there. The women out there are gorgeous. The people are super nice. Just be respectful, guys. Don't go out there being loud and stupid and think that you're pretty much invisible, because you will get touched in DR. And no excuse. Anything for you?
I mean, I'll just close with this, man. I mean, for those that kind of know me, like DR is not one of my favorite countries. I mean, I do like to go to check out some beaches sometimes. So Sosua is cool just to get up with the fellas and just to catch up with other travelers. But overall, I keep it at 100. You know what I mean? Like the bad, I'll say the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad is, in my opinion, in my experience, it's very hard to meet an attractive woman that don't got no kids in DR. It's very hard, and if you do, you know what I mean, she is gonna make you. She's gonna, things are gonna progress kind of slow with that. It's more expensive now. I spend more money in DR just living like a local than I have in Brazil and Colombia. What else? Honestly, Sosua is Sosua is the best place in DR for a single man. That my opinion. I've been all over the island. I just couldn't vibe with Santo Domingo. Santiago definitely couldn't vibe there. But like I said before, everybody personality different though. So you got to see for yourself, But if you're a person that feel like me and No Excuse kind of got the same taste, then my taste is just not really. It's not really DR no more. But I do love Sosua. I have memories in Sosua. I plan on visiting from time to time to catch up. So it is a good vacation island, but as far as like meeting lots of women and having your pick at women, you're gonna get shot down. You're gonna get shot down a lot in DR. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay. All right. Thanks. No excuse. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I just wanted to say again, Dominican Republic is an amazing country, man. Just be smart in how you move. There's a lot to see and do once you experience Sosua. once you Sosua and got it out of your system, man, dude, the whole island is an amazing place to visit, to experience, and also too, man, you just scratching the surface and what you could really do in that island. Again, guys, I've been to over 23 cities and towns in Dominican Republic, and I'm not even counting Haiti yet. And it's just like I've seen some amazing things and experienced some amazing people. And to this day, is the reason why I continue to go back to the Dominican Republic. I do have an invested interest there. I do have land there, and got some things, in the making out there. So that's why I'm always in DR, especially in the North Coast. But I highly recommend this place for you to visit. If you need some ideas, some tips on how to maneuver at DR, hit me up, man. I'll tell you where to go. I'll tell you where not to go. And like always, look, I got nothing to gain from this. I ain't trying to make no money off of this shit. I'm just passing the baton. That's all I'm doing. It's passing the baton to the next group of travelers where they can experience the same thing that I experienced and move on to bigger and better things. As I said before, I have some upcoming trips coming up. I'm going to Mexico next month. Then I'm going back to DR in September, and I'm closing out my trip to Thailand in November. So super excited. Definitely going to be going to Europe next year. That's going to be the main focus for 2023. Nothing but Europe. I'm done with Latin America. And you will be seeing a lot of videos, a lot of content coming from Europe on my end. And sharing my experiences, man. So again, just wanted to say, hey, you know what? Thank you, Dominican Republic, for the amazing experience you've given me. Thank you, Sosua, for the memories you gave me, for first ever experiencing. I've never experienced anything like that again. Sosua, man. Look, I will never forget that experience that I felt in 2015. It's like crack. I mean, I never had crack before, but they said it's the first high, the best high you ever have, and you always chase to get that same high. That's Sosua, man. And to this day, I have not experienced that ever since 2015. With that being said, thank you for everyone for listening. And again, this was not a bashing on Sosua, but more talking about Dominican Republic and what the Dominican Republic has to offer. Go out there and explore. See the country for what it is, guys. Don't limit yourself to a one city block and the beach. There's so much to see and do in this island. You utilize your passport, man. Don't use your passport for the same shit, doing the same things. Go out and explore, man. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to rent a car and just drive around. Just be smart in how you maneuver. With that being said, thank you. Thank you, DR. Thank you to my listeners. And more content's coming. I'm not slowing down one bit. And guess what? I'm going to be doing some reaction videos on some of you YouTubers out there. I ain't got shit to lose, and I ain't scared nobody. So I'm going to be doing some reaction videos of some of these traveling YouTubers out here. Some of the information they saying is all bullshit, man. I'm like, what? But hey, that's coming soon. Black Man Travels. I may be coming back on later tonight, depending on how I feel, because I've been drinking this wine. Talk about some of my fuckery adventures, dog. If you guys want to join the conversation, share your wild ass experiences, you know what? In 10 minutes, I'll be back on. Talk about my after dark overseas experience in all these various countries that I've been to. Join the conversation, guys. I'll be joining on. I'll be jumping back online within probably the next 10, 15 minutes. If you guys still up, grab a drink. Let's talk and have fun. Share ideas. Get the passport. Travel, move around, guys. Don't limit yourself to one city block. There's so much to see and do out here, guys. Let's do this, man. One love. Black Man Travels. Peace.